Remember, when you have questions, raise your hand. We'll get a wireless microphone to you. Coach, you want to do opening statement or take questions? No statement.
I mean, Kentucky was ready to play tonight. We weren't. Cal had his guys ready to go. I didn't. They looked great. We looked awful. Our defensive intensity was not that. I mean, I told our guys after the game, we've had question marks about our defense all year. Those question marks are completely erased. Everybody knows that we don't really guard at this point because I thought our effort stunk. I mean, part of the issue was we turned it over. They scored 29 points off our 16 turnovers, so you can't turn the ball over that much. Our starting backcourt had too many turnovers. We need to do a better job tagging them, taking care of the ball. But, you know, we had us for giving up 16 points in transition, not including the points off turnovers. So you take the 29 points off turnovers, 16 other points in transition, all of a sudden you're at 45 points before you even give your half-court defense a chance to get a stop. And then once they got on the half-court, I didn't think we were that great in the area either. So, you know, and Kentucky shot the ball pretty well shooting. They were the team that's supposed to be able to shoot, and they shot it twice because we did. They gave up 54% from three. We gave up 63% from the field. Any kind of decent defense was played in the last 8 minutes when I thought the game was already over, when I'm guessing Kentucky probably was coasting to the end. So there's not a whole lot of positives about this. The only positive thing is we played well enough on offense through the course of the year to be tied for first place after that horrendous effort. So we've got 4 games left, and we got to try to figure out how to get these guys a little more motivated to play harder on defense.
All right.
Coach, do you feel that, well, you knew that Kentucky could run, there was a running team, and you all were a running team. Was there any thought in your mind that you may want to do something to try to stop them from running? Because in the middle of the first half, Kentucky started pulling on points, and your passes weren't as pinpoint as they had been. And so, I mean, was there any thought about how to change up the momentum of the game, the tempo and
Yeah, I mean, we knew transition defense was key to the game, and we knew if we turned it over, it was going to fuel their transition. So, you know, I didn't have a third point guard to put in that wasn't going to turn it over. You know, would have helped to have Latrell Wrightsall, but he wasn't going to make up 22 points tonight. But, you know, he is shooting it better than the rest of our guys and taking care of the ball better than the rest of them. So, would have helped to have him. That certainly wasn't going to make the difference today. We needed everybody to play a lot better. But, you know, I'm not sure what else I would have done to change up. Certainly not going to walk the ball off the floor. I don't know if that would have helped anyways. We'd turn the ball over more probably. So most of our points weren't, most of our turnovers weren't transition turnovers. They were just careless passes, being careless with the ball, throwing it straight to the other team and pick and roll. You know, I'd have to go through all 16 of the turnovers to tell you all of them. But, yeah, I mean, we knew that they were dangerous in transition. We knew we couldn't turn it over. We'd turn it over, and I felt like we had too many guys not give us an effort to get back in transition and get matched up, and they made us pay like we suspected they would if we didn't do a good job.
Do you think the defensive issues are fixable, or is it just going to take perfect offense to have a chance in games like this?
There's no perfect offense. It's good. I mean, we gave up a 1-4-6 tonight. Like best offense in the country. I don't know if there's many games in the country where somebody scored better than a 1-4-6. So, you know, Kentucky's a good offensive team, and they were top 10 coming into the game. We know that, you know, Cal's done a really good job kind of fixing the shooting issues he's had in the past. You know, he recruited some shooters. He had some shooters, and he had some other guys today. You know, Justin Edwards goes 4-4, and he hadn't been shooting it all that great. But, you know, we let Dillingham, Shepard, and Reeves all shoot over 50% too. So, you know, he's done a good job getting the roster fixed to where they've got good shooting to space the floor out. Obviously, they're better on offense, but no, if the defense isn't fixable, we're not going to be able to win any big games. So, I don't know that it's fixable to the point where you can be like we were last year. We're third in the country. That's past the point of doing that. But, you know, maybe we can hold somebody to a 1-1 or 1-2 instead of a 1-4-6, and hopefully our offense is a 1-2 or 1-3. which that puts a lot of pressure on your offense every night out. But our offense been pretty good. You know, even tonight wasn't all. You know, take away the 16 turnovers, it wasn't a total disaster, but you know, we were a 1-1-7. So if we get our defense like down to a 1-1, we probably have a chance. So I think there's parts of it fixable. Some of it, you know, I don't know.
Nate, you mentioned Justin Edwards just a minute ago. What made it so difficult to try to guard him in this game? It's, you know, been one of his best games since he's been at Kentucky.
Yeah, he's 10 for 10 from the field. Shoot, he didn't miss a shot. I mean, you know, he's a guy that's big, strong, physical, and when he goes 4 of 4 from 3, and you don't do a very good job cutting him off, I thought we gave up back cuts, and we weren't locked in on the defense, and these guys ready to go well enough. But when a guy like that, that's as athletic as him, and like he goes 4 of 4 from 3, you're in trouble.
Yeah, Riley Griffin was only 2 of 8 from 3-point land, but finished with 21 points, had 4 assists, didn't turn the ball over. What have you seen from him tonight, and then just the progression that you've seen in year 2?
I mean, he's definitely getting better. You know, we're relying on him more. He's a pretty smart kid. He's usually been decent on defense for us. He's kind of been one of the brighter spots, at least his on-ball defense. But, you know, he needed to be better for us on defense, but it'd be nice if he shot a little bit better. But we can't rely on just shooting, you know, making 12, 15 threes to win games. I mean, 6 of 17, we didn't get up as many as we want. Large part of that's how Kentucky guarded us. They wanted to run us off the line. They did a really good job, and you know, Ryland got up the most of anybody. But you know, I mean, he was solid. Shoot, he didn't have a turnover. That's better than you can say about most of the rest of the roster tonight.
Kyle.
Nate, they had the lineup that over 6 minutes scored 28 points. It was the 3 guards, Edwards and Ivicic. Anything you saw from that group in particular that just makes them really tough to guard?
Yeah, I mean, Z had 18 points in less than 20 minutes. I mean, we didn't do a very good job guarding him at all. You know, we were supposed to switch. We knew he was a shooter. And then switch coverage and give up a 3. I have no idea. Like, pick and pop is not supposed to work against the switching coverage, and we switched, and somehow he still popped and got off a 3. Our guys were not on the same page defensively. You know, that like those 3 guards are obviously uber talented. Shoot it, score it. And you add in who was it? It was the 3 guards and Edwards and Z. Yeah, Edwards goes 10 of 10. You know, Z goes 7 of 11. You got 3 really talented guards that can all pass, dribble, and shoot. Like, that's a really good offensive group. And we didn't guard, and then we obviously didn't make them pay on our. You know, I'm guessing that maybe that group doesn't play as much together because they're a poor defensive group. But if they're going to score every time down, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, they're hitting 3s every other possession and scoring every time down. I don't know what that defensive group had over that 8 minutes, but I'm guessing it was good enough to probably look at playing that lineup more. We probably helped Cal out a little bit tonight, figuring some lineups out that work, because, shoot, what they scored 28 points in 8 minutes or something, is that what you said? 6 minutes, 28 points in 6 minutes. I'm guessing the point efficiency in that 6 minutes is probably over a 2.0 or something, which is absurd. I mean, I don't know what kind of records they set tonight on offense, but I'm guessing they set a few.
Blake.
Yep. Coach, you mentioned the turnovers already. They were high in this game, high in the losses to Tennessee and Auburn. At this point in the season, what goes into fixing that, especially in some of these big games on the road?
I mean, our guards got to take care of the ball. I mean, like if, you know, we're just careless with some of them. We've got, you know, Mark and Aaron are really good guards, but to have 11 turnovers between your starting backcourt, like that's not a recipe for winning basketball. So I think we've done a decent job putting them in. And again, this Kentucky was pretty good defensive. They've had their defensive woes as we have. We looked like we were way worse than they were defensively. They were better today, but Tennessee, Auburn got up into us. They were physical. They played today. You know, I'd have to go back and look at every one. I remember some of them were just careless. Some of them they got in the paint, just got caught in the air. We just weren't disciplined enough with our ball security. Just making some undisciplined plays, to be honest with you.
Last one, Kentucky inside in the middle. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.